3, 2, 1.
Hello, my fellow cigar lovers and addicts. Welcome back to the Death Star Cigar Bar and another fabulous episode of Fogies Freaky Friday Show. I want to say cheers to everybody tonight. Thank you all for coming and joining me this evening. I'm just drinking me a nice Nespresso tonight, a single origin Sumatra to go with my La Auroras. So, I don't know. I've been kind of trying to kick around what I wanted this show to be about. I want to keep things kind of light tonight, but I do want to get a little bit into, one of my favorite brands. And like I said, I think it's one of the unsung heroes, one of the underrated brands in the industry, especially the fact being that it is, one of the oldest, in fact, the oldest cigar factory in the Dominican Republic. So anyway, everybody, welcome. We got Mob is in the house tonight, and Wigwag is waiting out as usual, waiting for the show to start. I've just been getting some stuff put together and getting ready for tonight. Hope you guys are ready for a good show. Let me know what y'all are smoking on, and I'm going to kind of get into this stuff a little bit, but I want to share a couple things. So I myself, I've been smoking some La Auroras for a while now. In fact, one of the very first La Auroras that I ever got into was the 107, the Ecuadorian Lancero. Absolutely love this cigar. It's a really good stick. I've been smoking on these for a while, and really dig that. And I went to a La Aurora event at my favorite cigar shop here in Kansas City, the Cigar Room in Lee Summit. Was hosted by my good friend Cassie. Cassie, I hope you're watching tonight. Or Chris. What's up, Chris? Chris watches a lot of my content, and brother, I really appreciate you, and I thank you for tuning in and checking out what we got going on here. But anyway, so I kind of want to talk a little bit about this event. So they had a bunch of La Aurora stuff, a lot of giveaways. In fact, I got a really nice, I got this hat, and I got a La Aurora tuber. Hey, what's up, Young? Welcome to the show, brother. I know you got some La Auroras that you're gonna be smoking with me tonight. Looking forward to a good night, brother. Thank you for joining. So we got in there and started checking out some stuff, and I simply was just like, okay, what do you got? And she started breaking out some of these old boxes of stuff that she had, and I was just like, holy crap, I started trying some stuff, and I was just like, wow, these are really, really good. So one of the boxes that she broke out was the Puro Vintage. And that cigar is dynamite. Really enjoy it. And I smoked one that night, and then I bought a few extra of those let's say I acquired. I acquired me some good La Aurora sticks. Smoked it that night, and dang, it was really good. Oh, right on. Yeah, I'm hanging on just a second before I get ready to get into this and start smoking everything. Um, so you painting, dude? I've been doing a lot of that lately, especially at work. I've been doing a bunch of painting at work, and I've been doing a bunch of painting here in the studio, which I finally got my studio completely done, and I'm gonna do a video this weekend and share that with everybody, and just kind of show you behind the scenes, and just kind of let you check out what I got going on, because it's pretty phenomenal, man. I'm pretty proud of it. Wag says La Aurora is another brand he hasn't tried yet. Do they have a San Andreas? Well, their small batch is always really good. Um, the the other one that I really like is the La Aurora Cameroon. That's a good one. I've had quite a few of those. Those are decent. Um, and then the 120th is really good, and you know they're just like the 100 años, and the 100th anniversary, and all that kind of stuff. So those are definitely some sticks that I have enjoyed, and I will continue to uh, savor. And I'm not sure. Let's see. Hang on a second. So Wags, the La Aurora Family Creed, uh, Fuerte Soul, and the Perseverancia is a San Andreas, fermented San Andreas leaf. Um, and but and like I said, I really like that 107. It's a really good stick. And but tonight I'm kind of gonna just go through. Well, sure, buddy. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I haven't found one yet that I don't really like. You know what I mean? I like most of them. They're pretty decent, and I don't know, but that 120th, it's really bold and spicy, and not too overbearing, and just a good solid stogie. I really be digging on those. Um, and we had fun that night. There was a lot of good people there. Hey, Fabian, what's up, brother? Fabian's in the house with us, and we had a blast, and they did a bunch of giveaway stuff. You buy, and they were doing like get so many and get some free, and they were also doing some raffles and some stuff like that for a beautiful leather La Aurora golf bag. I mean, that thing was just sick. I wish I'd have taken a picture of it, because it was gorgeous, and I didn't win it, of course. And then you know, come to find out, the guy that did win it, he was kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want that. Maybe I'd rather have, this or this or this, But and he was on vacation for a while, so she wasn't even able to get a hold of him and everything. So it was kind of one of those deals where it was like, well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I would have loved to have had that golf bag, just all white with all that La Aurora branding on it and everything, and just a nice carry bag would have been that would have been a sweet one. And I think it had a special pocket on it to put some sticks in, you know what I mean, and like a little deal to throw a Bovita pack in it and stuff. Pretty killer, But anyway, hung out with them all night, and I ended up just going nuts. So as usual, I got a bunch of those heroes, and I got and she broke out a very special small batch release from 2025, which was the small batch 006. And I'll break that out a little later on in the show and show it to you guys. That is a very special cigar, and I'll kind of tell you the history of that, and just it just pretty crazy, And but I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna get into tonight. You guys that are coming in, welcome, everybody. Do your thing, check in, let me know what stogie you're enjoying tonight, and let me know what you're pairing with it. Like I said, I've just got me some good old coffee. I'm kind of tired. Been a long week at work, and just trying to get things finished up, before the sale goes through, and all that kind of stuff. So and then I got to go down to Springfield next week, and be down there for 2 days, and that's going to be a couple of 14-hour days in a row, and then I got to turn around Wednesday and get up and be on the road at 5 and be back home to work another 8-hour day once I get back. Hey, Messy, what's up, brother? How are you doing? Hey, Messy, so I wanted to give you an update on your goodie bag. So there was 3 cigars in that I was going to send you, and I had something that I had on order that just showed up yesterday, and I wanted to wait for that to come in, and it's a special prize that's going in there besides all the other good shit that you're getting. So that is going out in the mail tomorrow to you, my friend, for sure. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to show you what I bought and all that kind of stuff. And I want to, let's see here. So they had a very, very special box set, and this thing was absolutely gorgeous. So this is the La Aurora Prime collection. Now, and it just came in this gorgeous box. I mean, just double push button lock, and just a beautiful finish with that gold emblem on it. Just absolutely gorgeous. And this thing came with some pretty special sticks in it. So there's 5 different cigars. 2 of them were new Vitolas of existing lines that never even got released into production. And so the only way that you could get those was to to buy that prime collection, and they had one, and I'm really glad that I bought it, because it was like, 10 count sampler, and all of them were really rare, and they were only offered to American purveyors. So they had what was in it was they had the La Aurora Puro Vintage, which is like a Perfecto, the 2007. It had two of those in it. And then it had two of the La Aurora Ors Diage 2023s. And then it had the La Aurora 120th anniversary limited edition. Gorgeous, gorgeous, really good smoking cigar. And then this is the Fernando Leon 100 Años. This is like a 5 3/4 by 52. And then the La Aurora 100 Años, which is also the same. And these never got released in this Vitola. The only way that you could get them in that Vitola was to buy that box set, Hey, Aficionados is with us, man. Good to see you tonight, brother. Glad you could make it. Yeah, dude, that 120th is just sick. Probably one of the first La Auroras that I smoked outside of that 107. And I had, it was the cigar merchant, my local here in Blue Springs, that had that. And Ben, the guy that runs the place, his name is Ben, really cool guy. And he's a huge La Aurora fan. In fact, he's the one that really got me to smoke them in the first place, because he loves them. And of course, he's got a lot of them in there because it's his shop and that's what he enjoys. And so just kind of one of those deals where it's like, okay, well, I'll try it. Had it, was absolutely dynamite. I totally loved it. And I think tonight, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and light up. This is the LE, and like I said, just a beautiful cigar. Construction on this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, what more can I freaking say? I'm gonna enjoy this some bitch. Hey, free smoke, free smoke. What is up, brother? Glad you could make it. Patio's in the house. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Glad y'all are here. Got most of my guys here tonight are, members in my Death Star Cigar Bar Discord. And man, we've been having a ball in there, guys. I'm telling you what. It's just, I know, right? It's almost too pretty to smoke, but I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And now it's gonna get into my set, but I'm never gonna sell that thing. I bought it to enjoy. So that's what I'm gonna do, I think. Give this baby a chop here. And on this one, I just like a good old V cut, man. A lot of times I'll do like an angle cut, but this particular Vitola, man, it's a and man, So good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and light this up real quick. And while I'm doing that, I think Simon's got something to tell us a little bit to give you guys some background on the history of La Aurora.
Now, before we get into the cigars themselves, it's worth knowing just how much history sits behind the name La Aurora. The company was founded all the way back on the 3rd of October 1903 by Eduardo Leon Jimenez, who was remarkably only 18 years old at the time. He started with a small investment and just 6 cigar makers in the Dominican Republic with the ambition of building a truly world-class handmade cigar brand. And I think it's fair to say the young chap succeeded rather spectacularly. La Aurora is recognized as the oldest cigar factory in the Dominican Republic, and those roots are still very much part of the company today. Their original cigars were made in the perfecto or double figurado shape, a tradition that lives on in the La Aurora Preferidos. In 1926, that familiar reclining lion first appeared on their cigar bands and went on to become the symbol we still associate with La Aurora today. For the company's centenary in 2003, La Aurora introduced the Preferidos 1903 series along with the 100 Anos line, celebrating a full century of Dominican cigar making. And what began with an 18-year-old lad and 6 cigar makers has grown into a brand with cigars sold around the world. So when we talk about La Aurora tonight, we're not simply talking about another Dominican cigar company. We're talking about more than 120 years of tobacco history, and one of the companies that helped establish the Dominican Republic as one of the great cigar-producing countries in the world. And perhaps the question tonight is, with all of that pedigree, why doesn't La Aurora seem to get quite the attention some of the other major cigar brands receive?
Exactly, right? You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You know, life's short, smoke the good stuff. You know? Oh man, this thing just right off the bat, this thing is this almost reminds me of like a you know, like Harpo Marx, cigar. Hey, Iron Eddie, what's evening? That's all right, man. Yeah, had a pretty good week this week, brother. Just got a lot of stuff done for work and got got some more really good stogies in this week. A bunch more opus, and I actually I picked up a sponsor. I got a sponsor for the channel that reached out to have them do some stuff for me, and we got to talking, and that's going to be another video I'll share with you on that because this is going to be epic for me. And then you know had had some stuff from Ryogo come in and some other things, and of course you'll have to wait for the next morning mail episode to see what all coming for me this week. But I'm pumped. I am so pumped. In fact, I'm going to be working on content all weekend because I got a lot of stuff to share and get out there. Man, that thing is good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to, to put some stuff out there and, just a lot of the love that you guys, well, thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm really excited about having a sponsor, man. My first of many, I feel, because we sure in the hell ain't going to be getting any money out of the fucking Red Father, Oh my God, that's going to be a conversation for just a little later on in the show, man, for sure. Hey, guns. What's up, brother? Glad you can make it tonight. Thank you, sir. So yeah, I've been having to do some changing around and doing some stuff, and just it's just been crazy, and I'm seeing more and more and more people that are getting fucked with by the Red Father, and well, Guns, I haven't shared the sponsor with anybody yet. That's going to be a video that's going to be coming out. And hey, Mr. Cash, welcome to the show, brother. Hardworking Ron is at it tonight. I don't know if you got my message or not, brother, but I'm going to be in Springfield Monday, Tuesday, and leave Wednesday. So I got to hook up with you sometime because I got a nice goodie bag for you, man. Thank you, sir. But yeah, it's really cool. And all right, bro. Yeah, we'll try to hook up. I mean, and I can stay up late, so it is what it is. We'll work it out and get together at some point, for sure. But yeah, so the the sponsorship is huge. And I've been watching more and more and more people that are their channels and their videos and their content is just getting totally reamed by the Red Father, and it just keeps on going, more and more and more and more, and it just getting ridiculous, and then so the the freaking so the Red Father is doing this coming up in February of next year. They're basically doubling the requirements for monetization. So your sub count is going up and your watch hours are going from 4,000 in 12 months to 8,000 in 12 months, which, I mean, the only thing that tells me is that they're wanting to push out the little guys. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you guys realize how hard it is to get that kind of watch hours, unless you got, 15,000 subscribers, 40,000 subscribers, that kind of thing, Right on. Would I be open on Tuesday? And I ain't going anywhere. Like I said, I'm gonna be there two nights, and I'm gonna leave early Wednesday morning. So we got plenty of time to hook up, man, for sure. Yep, yeah, you did. You got some Opus goodies this week. I got some killer Opus stuff this week. Chucked out way too much cash. Oh my God, Well, they are. They 100% are. Um, I mean, I've been doing good and I've been doing better, and thanks to y'all for your watching, and these live streams have really helped. But it's shit, dude. I mean, I think I've only got maybe 1,500, watch hours, and most of it's come here as of late, since I've been doing the live streams, Aficionado says, I am up to 11 videos that were removed and I've sent letters. Once they remove a video, it also removes the views and the watch hours. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, so this is almost, well, it's inconceivable, for one, because YouTube started out as a platform for the common folk, you know what I mean? For a place for people to go and share what the fuck they like, share the shit that they're into, do whatever, you know what I mean? And I really feel, yeah, yeah, screw tube 100%, you know. I really feel like they don't want to mess with us little guys. You know what I mean? I think they're getting a little too big for their pants. They got so much data and so much shit, and think of the amounts of freaking servers and storage and shit that they got to have to keep all this stuff, especially people that are pumping out shit in 4K, 8K, and us little guys, I don't think that they want to mess with us. And I think that I think that they're almost wanting to turn this into like some kind of a freaking TV station, you know what I mean? And like encourage people to like binge watch shit and stuff like that, and make it easier for people to find the bigger channels that they can hook their claws into with the ad revenue dollar, and sorry to hear that, aficionados. That's 11 videos. That's a lot. And like he said, if they're taking away the comments and that shit, oh my god, they're just really, really trying to push us out. You know what I mean? Yeah, good point, Eddie. Yeah, their motto used to be YouTube, broadcast yourself. That was the whole premise of it. That was the whole reason, that they started doing all this stuff, And now it's gotten to be such a big old thing and whatever that, man, they don't want to play around with us little guys anymore. They don't want to give us a place. They don't want to, do anything to support us. They want to beat us off like a baby seal and get us out the damn way. Make more time and more room for them, because if people are watching our shit and it isn't fucking even monetized or whatever, that's taken away time that somebody could be watching something else that is, and it's costing them money. You know what I mean? It's totally greed driven, and what's up, Mob? Welcome, brother. I mean, shit, that's got to be what it is, guys. It's got to be, they don't want people out there that are getting on YouTube to watch stuff that isn't putting money in their damn pocket. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And unless it's cigars. And I mean, give me a fucking break, man. I don't know. Hey, Coach, what's up? Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. How's everybody's week going? I hope everybody's having a good week. And but that's that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. They're turning this thing into a bigger cash cow and a greed machine, and they don't give a shit about us. They could care less. You know what I mean? but we're the people that got this fucking platform to where it is. You know what I mean? It was started off the backs of creators just like us. You know what I mean? And now they're turning their back on us. They're stepping on our heads. They're pissing in our Cheerios, and it's just fucking ridiculous. You know? Picked up some food right on. I haven't ate much, you know. I really haven't. Aficionado says, you're right. These types of videos are not monetized, so they don't make money on us. They want the big channels, you know, 100%. That's what it is. That's, you know, and I don't even think it's so much, you know, about this because, you know, with the exception of like Holtz, how the fuck does Holtz get away with the shit that they're doing? Is it just because they've got a fucking gajillion motherfucking people and they're actually making them fucking money? Because they sure ain't fucking with them. As far as I know, I haven't seen anything come through the pipe on any of their socials about the Red Father fucking flicking their nutsack, you know? Right on, man. What you smoking tonight, Coach? So Eddie, well, you know, Cigar Brothers been putting stuff out, and you know, he had to go to Instagram for a little while because they shut his shit down for like a week. He couldn't post anything. He was totally shut off. And but now he's, you know, watch a couple of his videos. He's gone through and he's kind of explained, you know, how he's having to change everything and what he's having to do. Because I mean, look at the massive fucking following and shit that he has and the channel that he has built, and they want to take it all away. So he's having to really change up everything that he's doing. And then like I've been trying some shit. Like I don't know if you guys caught my Tapa Negra video that I just pumped out this week. You know, I at least came up with a cool, funny way to fuck the Red Father and still smoke behind the scenes, if you will. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because not only they got one dude's doing it, they got two dudes doing it, and they're fucking drinking liquor on the fucking thing too. You know what I mean? So, what gives with that? You know? Yeah, pretty much messy for sure. You know? Yep. Just reposting recently. You know? Yeah. So I have had that concept in my mind for a while, because it's like, man, and like I said, they don't seem to be fucking with this. Thank God. I mean, at least if I could still come and enjoy a stick and smoke with y'all while I'm doing it. And I haven't really haven't heard of anybody's lives getting messed with at all. So I don't know. But with the long form stuff, I was just like, yeah, I because I had those graphics for a long time. I had those made back when I could still get, you know, some Star Wars branded shit made in the AI. You know what I mean? Especially old Darth Vader. You know what I mean? And yeah, right. I was just like, hey, Red Father, you know. Oh man, it went over as good as I wanted it to. In fact, I I posted that and shared it with Steve, and you know, he made some really nice comments about everything. Of course, he he got so many people out there. You know, he was like, "Oh, this channel that I've, you know, it just been introduced to," and I'm thinking, man. But I was like, you know, when I talk to him on Facebook, I talk to him as Sean. I don't talk to him as an old fogey. So, because I'm not trying to throw my brand and all that shit in his face and everything. But he did make the comment, you know, that if you were going to watch a review of that Tapa Negra, that mine would be the one to watch. So he really enjoyed it. He did, you know, to actually share it on his own channel. And then got a lot of feedback from some people. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Gurgling. Oh man. Coach said he's gonna either hit the Timeless Prestige number 4, the Micarita Gordito, or the Winston Churchill's Traveler Bellicosa. What do you think? Which one should I go with? The Chamali Pangu. Man, dude, hit that Chamali. You know what I mean? That sounds really, really good to me. You know, as much as I would like to tell you to hit the Micarita, man, I've really been enjoying that Chamali lately, and it is damn good. You know, Gun says the DTT. Thank you. Although I will say, and I did get a little bit of love from my brother Free Smoke. Got back with me, and you know, gave me some feedback on the background audio. So Free, thank you for that, brother. You know, appreciate you helping me out. You know, and that's just what we got to do. You know, for each other. You know, is look out for one another. Try to help make all of our contents better, so that maybe we have a fucking snowball's chance in hell of staying around with the Red Father. Because I don't think we do, but we'll ride this train as long as it'll fucking keep going forwards. You know. Yeah, dude, I love their stogies. I'll tell you what, they are dynamite, and you know, it's good. And that Pangu, in fact, they just released the Pangu this year in the double Corona size, which is an even better Vitola than the regular Pangu. And I was lucky enough to get a few of those right when they first came out, and I've had a couple of those already. They are really, really good. CP had an Opus. Right on. Yeah, dude, the Leche Burra. I got me a box coming, you know. I almost wanted to get 2 of those, but with all the Opus procurements that I have recently made, just couldn't do it, you know. Free says he was listening, but that sound was distracting me like hell. Yeah, I got you. Well, and that's it too, you know, and I appreciate that kind of feedback, you know, because what it sounds like to me may not be what it sounds like to you, because you guys might be listening to it, you know, on your phone or your laptop, or you got earbuds in or whatever, you know, and I can only relate it to what it sounds like to me, you know. But I do like the water sound. It's pleasant, you know, especially on a Sunday morning if you're watching that and you're having a stogie, and you know, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, and I haven't been on Rumble, of course. Loving the Discord thing, you know. The Discord has been just absolutely killer, you know. We got a really great community of guys in there, and a lot of interaction and helping a lot of us out, and just it's just been fucking fun, man. Only bad thing is I have to go out to the detached garage. Well, that's all right. We're gonna be here for a fucking little bit of a minute anyway, brother. You go get your stick, and I'll try to just fucking coast for a little bit, and go do your shit, you know. Yeah, the water sounds, you know. Yeah. Yeah, because that's a whole different audio track that I'm trying to blend in with shit. And it's just kind of crazy. Man, the red meats is delectable. I mean, just absolutely fabulous. Um, you know, love the ribeye is my favorite vitola. I love that. And then, of course, I just got a couple of the appetizers, and looking forward to trying those. They're little bitty dude. And then the Fratanga came out in 25, and that was a good stick. That was kind of a good, you know, evolution of it. And then like this year, it's been the beef stick and the spicy beef stick, which I haven't tried the spicy beef stick yet. I got to get some and give that a whirl, you know. But phenomenal stogie, man. I mean, 100%. Just absolutely love them, and smoke them quite a bit. In fact, you know, when I like to smoke the red meat lovers is when I'm smoking red meat. You know, just the other day I had a shit ton of ribs on, and was smoking up some ribs, and had me a red meat lover porterhouse. It was really, really good, you know. Yeah. But the beef stick is supposed to be a little bolder, especially the spicy beef stick. It's supposed to have, you know, a little bit more to it than the regular like Fratanga. You know, it's kind of evolved, like I said. But Eddie says, isn't one of his blends considered an American Puro? Now that I don't know. I don't know that. Let me see. Well, the meat lovers, it is you know, it is a Connecticut, um, yeah, Connecticut broadleaf puro. So you're right. So that is 100% accurate. But I had to look it up because I couldn't remember for sure. And I'm not just gonna sit here and talk out of the side of my neck at you and shit like I know every fucking thing, because I fucking don't, you know. Even about a brand that I love so much, you know. And you know, that's one of the things with me too, guys, is, you know, uh, and that's why sometimes I will, you know, implore Simon to give you stuff about the cigars and this, that, and another, because I'm just, you know, I just smoke them. You know what I mean? I don't fucking get too much into, you know, what tobaccos they're made out of, and all this kind of stuff. You know, because I just don't have the time. You know. the ones that I really like, the ones that are my go-tos, yeah, I might know a little bit more about some of those. But I just don't know a lot about a lot of the cigars that I have, because I got so fucking many. Who can keep track, Yeah, the porterhouse is pretty good too if you got a minute, definitely definitely a beautiful crafted stogie, 100%. Has a great sense of humor and would be cool as shit to hang out with. I know, right? You know, and he's actually starting to play around with some better graphics and some stuff like that. And he's made some comments, and I've sent him some stuff and like some thumbnails of, stuff that I've put out for because I've got that Tapa Negra all over my Let's Get Smoking series and thumbnail and all that stuff. And I sent that to him, and I was like, how you like that for fancy graphics, And I think he's been seeing it and trying to step his game up a little bit, and but he's got people for that shit. You know what I mean? He really does. He doesn't have to play around with that too awful much, I don't think. Anyway. But so what La Auroras have you guys smoked, if any, and what are your favorites? Let's talk about that a little bit. You guys tell me if you've had any and what your impressions are on them, because I really dig them. In fact, I'm enjoying them more and more as time goes along. Mob, you are 1,000,000% correct. Every time I turn around, there's a new kid on the block. There's old kids on the block. Kind of like these. A lot of people, I don't think, have smoked a lot of these and enjoyed a lot of these. Gun says it's the 107. Yeah, I do like the 107 for sure. And it's good, but I do like that one in the Lancero. That's my favorite for sure. This dude, the La Aurora 107. That's a great stick for sure. Oh, brother, man, you gotta try them. They are fantastic. Free says he's had the broadleaf. That's a good one. And the 120 is dynamite, but it's a full body cigar. You know what I mean? You had better had your ass a fucking cheeseburger before you smoke that son of a bitch, or you're gonna be a little green around the gills. I can tell you that right now. That's the 107 Ecuadorian. It's the La Aurora 107. They make it in a lot of other Vitolas, but this is my favorite by far. And another one, the small batch from last year, they had a Lancero in this one, and this is delicious as well. You know what I mean? I've had many of these, and they will hit it. You know what I mean? Hey, Bobby, what is up, brother? How you doing tonight? So I'm gonna share something with you that I recently learned on the Discord. Everybody give Bobby a huge round of applause. Bobby is officially a certified tobacconist. He even shared with me his certificate that he got and everything. And Bobby, I got to say, I'm a little jelly on that, you know. But that's a huge thing, brother, and congratulations on that. And you know, you want to talk about somebody that knows some shit about some cigars. My man Bobby is a fucking encyclopedia, you know. Oh yeah, the tubo. Yeah. Yeah, Todd be sending out a bunch of stuff for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, the Fuerte Sol, good stogie, and the Ecuador. Yeah, Bobby, that's huge, brother. You know, what a cool way to spend some of your fucking old man time studying up on your love of the leaf. You know, that's really killer, dude. Hey, Jimmy, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. You've been working yourself to death. What's up, Jimmy? Glad you could make it, dude. Yeah, that family creed, the 120th and the 115th. Yeah, all good ones. Yeah, that family creed is right on, you know. Yeah, you know. What the fuck else you got to do? You know. But I tell you what, I don't know if you would be interested in doing it, Bobby, but I would love to have you on the show sometime soon and kind of pick your brain and have you come on and share your journey with getting that certification and educate us all about the process and what it all took to get you to where you're at now and everything. And I think that would be something really cool if you would be inclined to do so. I'd love to have you on the show, brother, for sure. That'd be some interesting stuff. 100%. Trying to get this next band off. That's a big sucker. Big old sucker. Come on, baby. This thing's so freaking fat and in the middle. There we go. Off she came with no problems. Big old fat ass freaking thing. You've been busy getting back into the swing of things. Family got evacuated. Oh, dude, no shit. Wow, that sucks. I mean, did you, is everybody okay? You didn't like lose your house or none of that shit, did you, man? You know? Okay, luckily your house was spared. Yeah, I would too. I think that would be some good stuff, 100%, because I didn't realize, what's all involved with that and how much time and everything. But what a cool thing, you know what I mean? And then, he can actually go, and work for a place or whatever and actually know what he's talking about, you know what I mean? And really help people out, And I feel kind of glad to have Bobby as a friend, because anytime I need to, pick somebody's brain about something or whatever, he's gonna be my first stop. You know what I mean? How far away was the fire from where you're at, though, man? Was it in your town or in your neighborhood or what? Your pathetic lifetime. It ain't pathetic, you know. Are you happy? Are you living? Are you doing the shit that you want to do? You know, there's nothing pathetic about that, brother. Trust me. Mm. Man, really getting into the fat part of this thing, and God. Really deep, dark, like espresso note. And I don't want to say chocolate. It's not chocolate. It is just a darker flavor. Because I'm not picking up any sweetness on this thing at all. You know what I mean? Well, that's it. You know, as long as you got enough air in your lungs to puff on one of these sons of bitches, then I guess life ain't too damn bad now, is it? You know what I mean? For sure. Mm. I gotta get me some more of these. Of course, this is the one out of that box set, so I don't know. I was just talking to Cassie today, and she's got some more of those 006s. In fact, give me 1 second, and I've showed some of my guys in the Discord this cigar, but I want to share it with everybody because it is a special sumbitch, and it's fucking gorgeous. Give me 1 second. Grab this sucker out of here and share it with you guys. I was going to grab this earlier, and I just kind of got late because I was getting Simon all queued up for his shit and everything. And I forgot to grab it, but being that this is the La Aurora show, I got to share this with you. So this is the 2025 La Aurora small batch 006. So this is a weird figurado, man. You know, it's almost like a baseball bat kind of. It's got a really skinny cap on it, and then it's got a shaggy foot, you know, and then it's got like it's got braided tobacco that's wrapped all the way around it, you know, kind of like a unraveled Amazon basin band, you know, that's just on there, you know, but you can smoke that. And the story behind this cigar is, now this did come out in 25, and it was a very, very limited run. In fact, I think they only made 200 boxes of these. And so this cigar was actually rolled in 2011. And La Aurora put 14 years of aging on this thing at the factory before they release it. In fact, somebody made a comment in the Discord. It was like, yeah, they probably just found some shit laying around and then they decided to put it out. But I think that was the intention of this all along, was that, you know, they wanted this to be something special, you know, because they, like I said, there's only 200 boxes of these and ever made in the world, you know what I mean? And, you know, for a factory to age a cigar, you know, rolled cigar, and take care of it for 14 freaking years, you know, that kind of goes, you know, straight to the point of what I'm talking about with La Aurora. You know what I mean? They're just a dynamite company. got some, just some amazing history and all that kind of stuff, Little white spark. Yeah, it's something pretty special. I was only able to get like 4 of these at that La Aurora event, and I've gifted 2 of them. I think I sent Marvin one, and I sent somebody else one. And then I've smoked one, and then I got one left. But it's insane. It's pretty killer, man. I really, really be digging it. But like I said, she's got another box of these held back. And I keep asking her, it's like, hey, let me know when you're ready to get rid of that, because, unless she's got, some club members or something that want some of them, I'm going to get me a whole bunch. I'll take whatever she's got, man. Yeah, Eddie, you ought to come in on the Death Star Discord server, bro. We have a lot of discussions and stuff like that. It's just an open thing, and everybody can talk, and just kind of like this, but you can hear somebody, or you can see somebody. Fire went through about 3 blocks away, took out over 900 structures. Wow. Damn, dude. So Jimmy, where are you at, man? I mean, you up northwest? It is. How scary would that be, man? Number one, it's like, do you have an escape bag ready for your fucking stogie collection? You know what I mean? Is that part of the escape plan? Fuck the pictures and the videotape of the kids. I'm grabbing my sticks, getting the fuck out. Potassium nitrate. Right on. See, there he goes. Already putting that hard-earned plethora of knowledge to work. Yeah, the stogie escape plan. I've already got it figured out exactly what the fuck I'm grabbing, and I can't get it all, but there's a couple cases that I'll probably run over a motherfucker getting to them, so I can grab them and get them the fuck out of the house. If you heard about the Spokane complex fires, that's what we were dealing with. There were 2 other fires at the same time. You had to run home and grab pups and leave after. Ooh, shit. You jumped in the river? Wow, dude. Yeah, I guess you're not going to catch on fire in the river, I guess. That'd be a great escape route. At least you had one there, Good God, dude. I can only imagine. That's pretty crazy. I got to get me some more of them. Them are good. So what's everybody else smoking on? A couple people have mentioned what they got in their hand tonight. Tell me what you guys got going on. Got a chamale going, and it burns off fast and usually doesn't affect the flavor. Right on. Well, it hadn't affected this flavor at all because this damn thing is tasting good. Really pleasant. And the thing I like about it is it's not a sweet tobacco taste. You know what I mean? It's bold. It's full. You know. I think a La Aurora makes that Dominican tobacco, but it doesn't have some of that Dominican funk and shit on it that you might get on an Opus or something else. Free's getting ready to review the Macanudo Orange. It's a Honduran, right on. I'd be interested, Free, to see what that one is about. Hey, Captain, welcome to the show, brother. Glad you could make it. With the sweet jet, right on. In the Epsom bath. Got to take care of that silky skin. That's cool. Glad you could make it for a little bit, man. Glad to see you. Hope you're having a good week and everything's going well. So yeah. Gran Habano Corojo, number 5. There's kind of another unsung hero in the cigar industry is the Gran Habano stuff. Like I said, I really like that freaking Black Dahlia Corona Gorda. I enjoy those quite a bit. It's a quick little one, and when I don't have a whole lot of time, I can get 35, 45 minutes out of it. Hitting it pretty quick. The Rocky Edge Corojo, nice. Oh hell yeah, Free! It's the weekend, baby. I'm planning on fucking doing another like fucking 3 o'clock fucking smoke sesh in the old Death Star for sure. And Jimmy, you haven't been around for a while. So I started a Discord server. It's a Death Star Cigar Bar Discord server, and it's like a virtual lounge. And I've got a video on it from when I first put it out the first week, but it has really grown into something special. And everybody in the community has been involved in adding text channels and things to share, and we've all been sharing things with each other, and we've been hooking up in the lounge. Young and Free and I and Guns, especially, we've been in there a lot, and Patio's been in there quite a bit. So if you're on Discord, man, hit me up on my Instagram or send me an email at oldfogystogies@gmail and give me your Discord handle, and I'll send you a friend invite, and then you can come on in the server, because it's just for us. It's just for, my community and my people. And, I trust all of you guys to, if you're going to invite somebody, one of your buddies or something, to come in and hang out with us and stuff, that's totally cool, but it's really light and pleasant, and we have a great time. La Conquista, and I have not had that. You got a sampler? Yeah, for sure. I know, right? For sure. We got a great gang here. You know what I mean? number one, everybody in here is fucking adult, you know, and you know, there's a lot of wealth and knowledge out there. There's a lot of, you know, people that you know are you know, aficionados, you know, like like I say, I'm not an aficionado. I mean, shit, I've only been smoking about 2.5 years, but I'm a fucking cigar aficionado. You know what I mean? Because I appreciate them shits really, really good. You know. Yeah, Marvin, I'm glad you've joined us, man. You know, for sure. Been it's been really great, and you know, we got a lot of you know, we got a lot of great content creators in there, you know, and you know, we've all, you know, got a spot in there where, you know, it's called the creators corner, and everybody can come in and post their latest stuff, you know, and yeah, we can just go right to it, brings it up. And you know, Free's been putting out a ton of shit lately. Good job. And man, he's been doing you know, some amazing things with procuring some new lighting for his channel and some stuff, and he's putting a lot of work in, man. I mean, we all have, um you know, aficionados, you've been putting out some really good stuff too, brother. I appreciate you, you know. Yes, yeah, I am a cigar aficionado, so that's mine. I coined it first, but y'all can use it anytime you want to. All right, Jimmy. Let's see here. Hang on. Give me a second, guys. Oh man, I got a ton of stuff coming in here right this second. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll get you in there, and we'll get you in there. So if you want to come into the after show, we can hang out. You're one of their best customers, right on. Now, I have not tried any of their Connecticut's, Eddie. So I'll have to definitely give that a try. Can, happy Friday, brother. Glad you could make it. Tan's been putting out some really good stuff on his channel, and he's joined us in the Death Star Discord as well. And you know, he man, did I picked me up some more shitty stogies today. Did you see that? So I've got like, you know, 4 freaking perfectos, and I got some more father and sons today, and it's been a good week. Been a really good week, man. The Opus stuff is out there. Thank you, Guns. That's a good one. It is. I love it. You know. Hey, Hotbox. That's all right, brother. You know, probably had to take a nap, didn't you? We'd be, you know, staying up pretty late and shit. You know, for sure. Yeah, but I'll get it. And sometimes when people send me email, sometimes it puts it in the spam, and I got to look in there too as well. But if you don't hear back from me, send me a DM on my Instagram too, and those usually go through no matter what, you know. the La Conquista. Right on. And Tan has dipped his toe into the streaming world. He's had a couple of live streams that he's put out on his channel, and off to a really, really great start. Keep it up, brother. You're doing good. Just gonna take you a little bit of time to learn how to do everything and run everything and get all that shit taken care of. My thing is just being able to add more media and stuff, to everything. And I'm kind of getting it down, But I did want to ask you guys, so give me your opinion, because and I don't give two fucks, but there were some people on Steve's thing that were really bashing the AI stuff and all that kind of shit, and said that video had a unnecessary intro and all that kind of shit. And to me, that's the kind of stuff I like making. You know what I mean? It's something different, and so many people are using AI now, and to my knowledge, I'm still the only channel that has an AI co-host with Simon. I don't know anybody else that's doing that. I've been doing that for a long time, ever since the conception of the channel. Simon was a part of it. And but yeah, I got a lot of people kind of bashing me about the AI stuff and this, that, and another. And Steve was like, no, he's just got an intro and an outro, and everything else is just him, and but I don't know, some people don't like it and whatever, but I think it's great. It's certainly helped out with the workflow, and just gives me the ability to have my own look and everything, and a lot of times I'll have that thing generate stuff, but then I go in and Photoshop and fix shit and do stuff and make stuff exactly the way that I want it to, so that it's not too busy, because a lot of times, you know, uh, yeah, as your smoking buddy, yeah, you can just sit there and talk to him, and well, Captain, you need to get in the Death Star Discord too, man, because you can come out and hang out with us. I mean, we're fucking having a lot of fun, and we get together regularly during the week and come in there, and hell, there's almost somebody in there almost every night, enjoying a cigar together and having some good conversation and just fucking chilling, and just lounging it out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do. You know what I mean? Well, I appreciate that, Mom. I really do. I put a lot of work into the content that I put out for you guys, and I always want it to be, funny, and entertaining, and just do my own thing. You know what I mean? I've been using that shit for a long time now. And you go back and look at like my first video. I did some shit without the use of that at all, and it was like, hey, uh, fuck, man, to what it's grown into now. I love it, and I'm going to continue to keep putting out, and just improving over and over and over the kind of stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. It's a lot of divided topic due to companies taking land by eminent domain and raise, yeah, and chewing up the fucking water. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of fucking water to cool down all those fucking servers and shit, man. In fact, they got a voting battle going on in Independence right now, not too far from here. They're wanting to build this huge fucking data center and all this shit, and everybody's just fucking tripping on that. You know what I mean? Personally, don't care to add something or computer generated. Yeah, I got you. You know, and that does work for some people. There's some people that are doing that kind of content well, and it's entertaining and it's flowing and pretty decent stuff for the most part. The ones that are doing it right. But you got to have some live video. It can't all be all AI and stuff like that. You got to show some people the goods. You know what I mean? Right on. It is my lane. Thank you for saying that, Messy. It is my lane. I really started out doing that heavy, and it's just a lot of fun for me, and that's that's where I want to go with it. And obviously people are liking it because the channel keeps growing, and thanks to everybody. I'm over this week I'm over 400. In fact, I'm at 409 subscribers right now, so thank you all very much for being a part of my channel and coming and hanging out with me and being a part of the community that I'm building. And you guys that have come in and joined the Discord and stuff, it just I'm just having a fucking ball, guys. You know what I mean? And it's because I've gotten to meet all y'all and get to start building some real friendships and finding some people, some like-minded people that are trustworthy, you know what I mean, that actually happen to know what they're talking about or are passionate about this hobby that we all love, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Do what makes you happy, and that's the most important thing, because like I've said before, I make my content for me, you know what I mean? And especially when I got something going on where I can fucking crack myself up, you know what I mean? If I can make myself laugh, then I know other people are gonna fucking love it, And I try to keep it light and I try to keep it jovial and funny, you know what I mean? Yeah, it is out, ain't it? It's getting to that fat ass part, man. Getting to that fat ass fucking part. Man, that's good. Thank you, Mob. I've been sitting here fucking running my fucking mouth. Got diarrhea of the mouth. Captain says lots of water and they want to build a bunch here in Utah. Okay. It's a desert here. Yeah, dude. They probably won't even let you fucking water your grass or anything out there and shit, Be happy to, take a fucking 20-minute shower. You know what I mean? For sure. But I mean, it's the wave of the future, guys. I mean, there's no stopping it. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping that I don't have some motherfucking Terminator flashbacks and fucking Skynet becomes self-aware and these fucking things that are controlling everything don't think that that we can actually fucking take care of this planet and start fucking us up. I hope to God that there's some fail safes and some stuff that are involved with that to keep that kind of shit from happening. You know what I mean? Really damn good. And I haven't had this 100 Anyos yet, and especially not in this Vitola. You know, like I said, this was only available in that Prime Collection box set. And there's 2 of them in there. And definitely got them. Since I've already broke into this set now, I'm gonna get into it and maybe do a video on that. Be another good one for the Let's Get Smoking series for sure. But and I did have something cool happen to me. So I'm going down to Springfield next week, and one of the guys that lives in our home, his name's Danny, and he's basically like, a freaking 60-year-old child, but he's just got a warm heart. And he's just an amazing guy. In fact, every time I go down there, he's got to have a hug, so I give him a big old hug and everything, talk to him. And he's always asking about my family, and, and he's smart as a whip. I mean, he remembers their names and stuff, how's the wife, how's your kids? And I went down there, I don't know, late last year, and brought some of my barbecue down to eat. And I was cooking it up because a lot of times I'll just take a lunch in one of the houses and just heat whatever I got up in one of the microwaves in the kitchen and just sit down and eat and talk with some of the clients. And I was cooking that up, and he was like, "Ooh, that smelled good." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" I was like, "You want some of this?" Because I had way more than I could eat, And so I let him try it, and he was like, "Dang it, that's good barbecue." And I was like, "You like that, do you?" So I said, "Well, every time I come down," I said, "I'll bring you something." So I did smoke up a big mess of baby backs this week because, number one, I needed some bean meat. So my Babylon beans that I make, my barbecue beans, which is, every bit as much meat as it is, beans and stuff. I'll take some slabs of ribs, baby backs, and smoke them up to perfection. And then I'll chop that all up and throw that in my beans, And so I'm going to take him some beans and take him some ribs and sit down with him and have a nice long lunch, and kind of looking forward to that next week. That's going to be pretty sweet. He's a cool dude, really cool dude. Get caught back up here. Arn says our cops and government are way out of control. I'm a big accountability guy. Call me an auditor. Yeah, I know what you mean. Of course, not everybody's like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of these, first responders and law enforcement, man, they got a tough job, guys. I mean, and the ones that you see that are heinous and whatever, that's not the norm. You know what I mean? Most of the officers and deputies and troopers that I know are great people. They're people just like us. They're just doing a job. You know what I mean? But they're not in control of what's going on, and in the line of doing their duty, sometimes they got to take care of some things and do some things that we might not like, but you still got to respect it. You know what I mean? You still have to respect what they're doing, as long as they're not on a power trip and like abusing their powers and shit or whatever. I don't have a problem with most of them. They're mostly pretty cool cats. You know what I mean? What's the most I would ever pay for a stick or a box? Well, so the most for a stick, I bought, that Fuente y Padron Legends. I bought one of each, and I actually got those at a discount, and I think I paid like 150 each for those. But then I got a box of the societies, and that freaking thing was an arm and a leg. And in fact, I had to break out the Capital One card for that motherfucker. you know, and I think I'm still paying on that bill a little bit. I picked those up earlier this year, and but damn, I've already smoked through almost all of them already, man. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, he loves it. And I got some other guys. There's a guy up north. That he's got not his are more physical disabilities. You know what I mean? He's in a power chair and stuff like that, and he does have some intellectual disabilities, not like behavioral. But he's my helper. So when I go up, and he's got his little power chair, and he's got a little tray on it and stuff, like a mobile what am I thinking? Like a mobile high chair. And I'll go up there and start working, and he'll be like, I want to help. And I'm like, okay, dude, you can help me. And he's like, I want a job. I want to help you. And I'm like, okay, brother. So, I'll be like, well, come on, and I'll grab some stuff, and, I'll just, I'll be like, okay, I'll hand him like a pack of screws or something, like a handful of screws, and be like, okay, now I need 12 screws, but I don't need any more than that, just 12. And he'll sit there and he'll count out 12 screws. And then, or like, I'll be, hanging something. I'll be like, hey, this is my good level. This is my lucky level. I need you to hold on to that thing for me, man. I don't want nothing to happen to it. He'll grab it and hold on to it, and, he's funny sometimes. He gets a little frustrated with stuff, but he's always willing to help, and he always wants to, just, be a part of what's going on. And, he's at home all the time, and unless he goes to his day program, and then he just, he doesn't get a lot of interaction. So for me to go in and be able to, be that oddball day that, that I'm there and I'm doing some work and I involve him in it, it does my heart some good to do that for him. You know what I mean? It never does, Messy. you know um some of the best times that I've ever had have been, every good time is always centered around great food. You know what I mean? And here in Kansas City, barbecue is king. In fact, you can't drive 3 miles without running into another barbecue joint. And that's the thing that that's the thing that makes Kansas City the barbecue capital of the world. And I know a lot of people will argue about that. You got Texas barbecue, which is amazing, and it's different, and I love it. And then you got like Memphis barbecue and all that kind of stuff. But the thing about Kansas City is there's more barbecue restaurants per capita in Kansas City than anywhere else in the world. Like I said, you can't drive 3 miles without running into another barbecue place. And a lot of them are, touristy barbecue, foo-foo barbecue, I call it. And but the real good ones is the mom and pop joints, the ones that have, been doing it forever and have made it a family affair. And like some of these people, like they still cook their French fries in real lard. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing like some French fries cooked in lard. You know what I'm saying? Captain says we get so busy building our lives. It's times like these where we can actually slow down and enjoy them. Yeah, that's what cigars do for me as well. You know what I mean? That's what I love about it the most, is that ability to just slow down. You know what I mean? Get myself out of my head, put my day behind me, my week behind me. It seems like, this is a great, mood changer and enhancer. You know what I mean? If you're in a good mood, if you're in a great mood, it makes it even better. If you've had a shit day or a shit week and it's been a minute since you've been able to sit down and light up a stogie, hell, man, it just kind of makes the blues melt away. You know what I mean? The blues annihilator, if you will. Oh, man. So anybody got any big plans for the weekend? I got some mama stuff. I gotta put up some window treatments, and I gotta put up one of the faucets in the bathroom. Brenda went and got one today, picked out the one that she liked and brought it home, and so I got to install a faucet in the bathroom and do some other stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hotbox says Texas is beef, East Coast is pork, Kansas City has the best mix of both. Yeah. Yeah, you guys got some killer dudes down there. And I'll tell you what, a channel that I watch a lot is Meat Church. Matt has built an amazing empire off of. He used to just tailgate at football games and stuff. You know what I mean? And he's built this massive empire off of it. I mean, all the, they just came out with their own line of sauces this year, and all their rubs are dynamite. And, you check out that channel if you want to get some really good ideas on how to cook up some easy stuff. And, there's some really good ones. And they got like a magazine in Texas where they, rate people, and everybody strives to be on that list. And, they really work their craft, and it isn't a job for none of them. It's not a fucking job. It's a way of life. They're just as passionate about their cooking and everything that they do as we are with this. You know what I mean? That'd be Joe's. That's the original one that was in that little gas station and stuff. Yeah, it's an old gas station that got converted into barbecue joint, and they've been in business for a long time. Working on a van tomorrow. Right on. Jimmy got to put some brakes on there because he was smoking it the fuck away from that fire and shit, and driving like a maniac and burn up his brake pads. Oh, man. Yeah. Crazy amounts. And they do, man. They get hooked up. A lot of people don't do it themselves. They implore these companies that they call them co-packers, and they'll work on their their blends and their recipes for their rubs and stuff, and get it down to a science, and get all the stuff in it that they want, and all the different flavor profiles and stuff of the rubs. And then they get with the co-packers, and the co-packers mix it up, bottle it up, can it up, whatever, and label everything and package it up so that they can ship stuff out and do that kind of stuff, which actually is pretty tough to get into that, to find a good one. And I've actually looked into it because I make a lot of my own rubs too. And some of those guys won't even do that stuff for you. You know what I mean? And especially if you don't have the potential to be putting in huge orders and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you, Hotbox, Texas Monthly Magazine. The top 10 choice every 3 years. Current champion is the Burnt Bean in Seguin, Texas. Yeah. You know, one of the things I love the most about Texas barbecue, you know, you look at the way they prepare that, especially like their brisket. You know, Texas brisket is fucking amazing. You know, and it's just all, you know, coarse black pepper and salt and not a whole lot of other shit, you know, and they get the most amazing bark on their briskets. And it's all about the beef, and it's all about the flavor of the meat. You know what I mean? I think, you know, Texas does that better than anybody else. You know what I mean? And you know, KC's got a lot of good meat, but our shit's like paired with a lot of sauces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hey, Ryan, welcome, brother. Glad you could make it to the show tonight, my man. How's everything going with you? You had a good week? Hopefully everything's going all good. Yeah, Joe's. Yep. Oh man, I love me some brisket too, man. I smoke a lot of it, and in fact, I get there's a beef producer down around the Wichita area. It's called Stone Creek Farms, and they put out some really good stuff, some Wagyu, you know, and you can get the good Duroc pork, which is those funky, you know, spotty brown, black, and white pigs with that real dark pig meat. And Snake River Farms is you know, they put out some of the best American Wagyu that you can buy. In fact, a lot of my barbecue competition buddies predominantly get all their beef from Snake River, and it's just you know, and I don't know if you guys, you know much about the beef and the Wagyu and all that kind of stuff, but it's you know, it's a breed of cattle that comes from like Japan, and it's the stuff that's like stupid crazy expensive, and you know, there's a lot of marbling in it. And the thing about that beef is the fat. It's got a lot of fat content in it, which really gives it that dynamite flavor and that softness, especially when you render it right. But that fat that's in that Wagyu is the non-saturated fat, so it's healthy. You know, it's not like you know, some of the beef that you would get, you know, like a prime from Costco or something like that. You know, good, brother. Glad you had a good week. I had a good one too. I'm glad it's a weekend though. Glad it's the weekend. And I was sharing with everybody earlier, I'm going to work on some videos this weekend. Finally going to get, you guys are going to get Death Star Studios tour. I'm going to show you the behind the scenes and what all I've done with my studio and everything down here. And this new humidor idea that I've come up with, that I'm in love with it. And so glad that I, you know, did it the way that I did it. And I'm going to share that with you. And I got a sponsor for the channel, actually. So got a guy that did some stuff for me, and you know, we talked about, you know, having him as a sponsor, and you know, hooking me up with some stuff, and the stuff that this guy does is just dynamite, and I really can't wait to share it with everybody. It's going to be pretty damn good. Yeah, Texas is post oak, cherry, and mesquite. In fact, some of the best steaks that I have ever had were cooked on mesquite wood, a mesquite wood fire pit and seared on, cooked and seared on mesquite. I mean, that just makes the best freaking steak that there is. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hotbox is he know a thing or two about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? He really does his research, and when he says something, you can take that shit to the bank. I know, right? In fact, I cook up a lot of tri-tip. I love some tri-tip, and I'll do it a couple of different ways. I'll like reverse sear it, so I'll get a cryovac, and trim it myself because I like leaving a little bit of a fat cap on it while it's rendering down. Just keeps it moist and all that stuff. And then so I'll cook that at about 165, 170 with some heavy smoke and let it roll on the smoker for about, I don't know, an hour and 30 minutes, somewhere in there. And then I pull that off and put that on my PK charcoal grill with the grill grates and sear it. And then slice it up like steak, And, tri-tip is basically, it's that triangle, but it's basically two different muscles that are connected together, almost like a brisket. So you got to cut it one way and then you got to flip it and cut it the other way. But man, it's just really juicy and delectable. And I really love, cooking up tri-tip. But then I've also smoked the tri-tip like brisket, you know what I mean? Just low and slow, until it's just probe tender and just melts in your mouth, man. If you're broke and want to save some money, smoke a tri-tip. Yeah, for sure. And I do, and it comes out really, really good. Yeah, Kobe and Wagyu, and the Kobe is like the really expensive shit. That's like the, some of them steaks are fucking $1,000 or $600 or whatever. You know what I mean? That's the shit that they used to, breed those cattle for royalty and shit. You know what I mean? The burn ins. Yeah, me too. And and that's where Kansas City shines. You know what I mean? Our burn ins, I fucking take the Pepsi challenge with anybody on some good Kansas City burn ins. There's some places up here that really know how to do it well, Mm-hmm. It is good stuff. And they got Duroc pork too. You can get Duroc ribs and stuff. Really, really sweet. Yeah, I think so. And like we talked about earlier, especially I don't think that there's any way that I'm gonna get to 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watch hours by or before February of this next year. So there's just no way. There's no way I'm ever going to get monetized on this. But that doesn't deter me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stop doing what I do. You know what I mean? Because I love it, and I love all y'all. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me going. And it's not the money. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to, have some shit coming in. But even when you do get monetized, in fact, I think Tan put out a video on that, where they really don't pay you that much anyway. You know what I mean? They just don't. It's these, big sumbitches that got, over 1 million subs and are just cranking out all kinds of hella shit and get, fuck tons of views on their stuff and everything. Those are the ones that are making some money. And some of these guys, talk about, making over $1 million a month off of their freaking YouTube channels. You know what I mean? I ain't ever going to see that. And I'm never deluded myself to the fact that that's going to be the case. You know what I mean? hard to find on the East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, it's from California is where they originally came up with that cut. And a lot of places just don't have it, nonstop rain and storms, and had a chance to get out and smoke some meats. Yeah, we've had a lot of it too, man. We've had a lot of rain and storms here. Yeah. Just prepping the bathroom, ended up slapping paint. Nice. Well, good, man. I know you got so which one of those La Auroras are you gonna light up, Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. So Kobe is Wagyu, but it's just the real expensive, elite breed of cattle. You know what I mean? But it's got way, way more intermuscular fat than any fucking thing. I mean, that's the shit that just looks like there's almost more white in it than red, But that shit, I don't know if you've ever had a real Kobe steak prepared, right, and it just melts in your mouth. I mean, it's just fucking a flavor explosion, Thank you. Yup. Yeah, fuck that painting shit, Even if we do get monetized, our CPM gonna be so low that you're not gonna make much anyway. Getting regular views of over 10,000 per video, that's that's 100% hot box. It's just that's gonna be the way that it's gonna go. And shit, man, I don't trip on it because it's fun for me. You know what I mean? I can't tell you. I mean, like that that Top of Nigger video that I just put out. I bet I've got a good 9 or 10 fucking hours of work put into that video with all the shit that I've got in it and everything that I've done, putting that together, But I had fun doing it, and that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? And I just want to stay, You ain't got to fucking pay me, but just don't threaten to kick me off and all that fucking bullshit, because the people that do want to watch me do watch me, and let the brother be free, man. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Fucking bullshit. Right on. Yeah, brother. I was just saying earlier, I got some honeydew shit I got to get done this weekend, and she's been patiently waiting. But it's one of those things. It's like, I do maintenance, for a living, and one of the last things I want to fucking do is come home and do my job at my house. It's just like the fucking mechanic who doesn't want to work on his own fucking car when he gets home or whatever, that kind of thing. It's just like, it just gets to the point where, you're just like, I've done this shit, for 60 fucking hours this week. I don't want to spend my weekend doing the shit that I spent 60 fucking hours doing all week. So it's really hard to motivate yourself, but, mama can be pretty convincing at times to, coerce a brother to fucking get some honeydews fucking done around the house, Someone wants to make money making cigar content. There is a way to do it, but it's a lot more work and not very fun stuff to be basic content. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because you guys know me, my channel is all about my wow factor. You know what I mean? Because I'm just doing shit, different, I'm doing shit different than other people do it, and and challenging myself to keep coming up with new ideas and new things, you know, just like the Darth Vader breath fucking thing, you know what I mean? I couldn't wait to fucking put that on a video, and I found just exactly the right one to fucking do it at just the right time. So hell yeah. Well, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, and that's it the most is just the fellowship and everything that you know that's all about. And you know, a lot of us in here, we you know, gotten to be friends, and you know, we know each other and we talk to each other on a regular basis, and you know, we share bombs with each other and we surprise each other with delectables, you know. And you know, and just the conversation and the education that I get, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of you guys have taught me so much, you know, because I always thirst for knowledge, especially when it comes to this hobby. You know, I want to know about it. I want to be able to learn, you know, more things and all that shit. You know. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Mob. Hit the like and the thumbs up and tap some hearts and interact with everything a little bit. You know. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, like I said, I've kind of had that in my head for a while that I was going to do that, you know, because it's like, well, um, you know, they're not fucking with that, you know, and that's the first video in probably a month that I've uploaded that didn't instantly have the fucking comments turned off on it. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of my other ones, soon as I pop it up, I'll get a message from somebody, hey Fogey, your fucking comments are off on this video, or your comments are off on that, you know. And when I published that one, um dude, it was just you know, it's just one of those deals that it was just like I couldn't believe that I went back in there. And I always go in now and just try to comment myself, and if I can't comment, then nobody else can, so then I'll go right in and change it real quick, you know, for sure. My shit's going out again. Hell, I'm just getting down into the final third on this thing, and fucking been smoking it for not quite 2 hours. I don't think I lit this up until about 20 minutes into the show. But well, another exciting thing I want to talk about is some football, gang. Shit starts around here tomorrow. My Chiefs are playing the Rams tomorrow, and man, I'm excited. You know, you know, I hate it when there's no football to watch. Um, you know, and I do watch some baseball, and I do check out some things, and I just I don't know. I think for me, football's where it's at, and it's what I enjoy the most. You know, for sure. But I'm really excited about what the Chiefs are going to do. I'm really glad that we got uh, Eric Bieniemy back calling the plays this year, and bringing him back as our offensive coordinator. And yeah, yeah. Free is a huge Seahawks fan, and Young, I think you're a Seahawks fan too, right, brother? In fact, I know he is. But yeah, and Free had a really good idea of, you know, like getting together and watching some games, live and maybe doing like a Sunday night game or a Thursday night game or something like that, and getting some people together and checking that out, but there's definitely definitely some up and comers, of course, the Chiefs definitely got a good opportunity, and I think after the abysmal fucking year that we had last year, I think they've made some changes for the better, and there's more excitement around, training camp, all that shit. There's just a lot more hype, and I think Mahomes is healed up, really good, and he's looking decent, and Travis Kelce last year, man, was like he was in freaking slow motion. He wasn't his best. And, I've been watching a lot of the footage from practices and stuff, and he is looking freaking dynamite. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be a good year and get back to old Arrowhead. So our stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, it's a publicly owned stadium. So it was built back in the late 60s and paid for with taxpayer money. The Jackson County, Missouri taxpayers have been paying for that thing, for 50 plus years now. And their lease is running out in 2030. And, with all this Super Bowl shit, and ours isn't a covered stadium. In fact, originally the plan was, so they've got Arrowhead Stadium, and then they've got Royal Stadium, which is now Kauffman. They're side by side in this massive, massive fucking parking lot out in Kansas City, kind of out by Raytown area and shit, right off the highway. You can see it when you're driving down I-70. And they're both open. And the original design was to have a giant cover that was on like tracks that they could slide over this stadium when the weather was bad, and they could roll it over and slide it over this stadium when it was bad. And they never did that. You know what I mean? And of course, they're never going to host a Super Bowl in a stadium that isn't a dome. So we got a multi-billion-dollar new stadium that they're getting ready to build, and should be ready to go for the 2031 season. And I've seen they've hem-hawed around a lot about it and different designs and all that stuff, but I've seen some of the later designs, and fuck, man, that thing is going to be killer. The only bad thing is it's not going to be 20 minutes from my house anymore. It's going to be like fucking 50 minutes from my house, Hey, Ray, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I got that a La Aurora event not too long ago, and it's a nice hat too, man. I mean, it's that laser cut shit, and it's a really nice freaking hat, So I really dig it. How you doing tonight, bro? You doing okay? Hanging in there? Yeah, that's comfy. It's just really comfy, fits good. Be digging on it. Good, brother. That's good to hear. I know you've been pretty busy, and man, that freaking that stoic guest you got coming on, it'll be really interested to watch that and see what all he has to say. I haven't had any of those, and I know you just got some in preparation for the show, so really be interested in hearing your 2 cents worth on them, and you know, and getting to meet dude and check it out. For sure. But I don't know. And like we said again, that's kind of one of those things where there's just, you know, there's so many you know, so many people that are making cigars and so much new cigars down there and all this kind of stuff. Um it's just crazy, you know. So we got oh, so I'll share this with you. So I'm gonna bring the old AWAGs. Um, can you guys see that? So anyway, let me pull up the old Discord. So like, Free just lit up that Macanudo Inspirado Orange, and Patio's got him a Opus, man, a 2020. That looks pretty damn good, brother. But yeah, so we got it going on in here pretty well, man. You know, we got a lot of good text channels in here and the lounge and everything. And you know, we all been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. And you know, implore you all to get on the old Discord and come hang out with us of an evening and enjoy a stick with us and share some of the stuff. And then you know, there's another thing that I was wanting to talk about, you know, because we're all always trying to help each other, and you know, there's a place in there to, you know, share deals and stuff when they come up, and a lot of them are like really quick. So everybody's been really good about, putting stuff in there to help everybody, um, you know, get some good deals on some good stogies. And you know, it's one of those deals too that it's like, you know, we're all wheeling, dealing, doing all that kind of stuff, but there's, you know, they don't want us, uh, selling shit or doing shit or whatever in there. And so I wanted to say this for all my Discord members, that because I had somebody ask me about that, and thank you for asking my permission, if that was cool to do it, because I just got this server up and going and it's doing really well, and I don't want to get it banned or any of that kind of shit. But if you guys have some stuff, some trade stock or something that you're looking to offload or something like that, just go in the general chat and just put in there, just say got milk, just type in got milk, and then everybody can go in there and freaking DM, just private message somebody, and then you guys can do whatever you want, trade whatever you want, whatever, but just keep that out of the main server channels. You know what I mean? Because they're not watching the DMs. So that's kind of where I want to go with it, and just keep it on the down low. And but we're all in that position where it's like, we got some stuff that maybe somebody else would like or dig or whatever, and we can help everybody get some of that stuff that that they're wanting. Oh, you had to do a restart? Right on. Yep, it's there. And come hang out and smoke with us, brother. You know what I mean? It's all good. You know, and Hotbox has been a gamer for so long, and he is up on all this stuff. And Hotbox, I really want to thank you for all your help. In fact, I've made him a moderator on the server to kind of help me with some stuff, and keep an eye out and help me do some stuff. And he's had some great ideas. Um, so he's saying best practices is to include a third party as a witness to the transaction if one is being set up. Yeah, that way it's like you strike a pose and then you decide you don't want to be on camera. You know what I mean? uh yeah, the unwanted ones. you know yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. And Hotbox is usually pretty readily available, and he's around the server a lot and just monitors it, and you know, um, you guys do what you want. Just be smart about it. You know what I mean? Because this thing is already off to the races, and it's fucking dynamite. We all have such a great time, and I want it to continue to grow, and just keep doing what we're doing, and do our thing together. Have a good time, and so that is what it is, and we can all help each other find some of those things that we're looking for, and some of those shitty fucking opus fucking turds. Fuck. you know I I send out a lot of opuses, guys. I really do. You know what I mean? I like sharing them with everybody, and because it just that and the Dunbarton stuff is my absolute faves. And then my third would be EP Carrillo or Casa Carrillo. You know, so that'd be something a good comment. So you guys share with everybody what your top three brands are. You know what I mean? From first, second, and third. What's the brand that tickles your fancy the most? Right on. So you've been on there for a while for your train stuff. Yeah, Wags is really into model railroading and stuff, and check out the stuff on his channel. I mean, it's just freaking dynamite, man. Yeah, I just don't want someone sending out a trade and not getting their return package. I can replace it if you get fleece, but I will make sure that person doesn't trick anyone else. And I don't think we really have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Because we're not just letting anybody in there. I mean, it's us. It's this group. It's fellow creators and aficionados. You know what I mean? But you know, uh, there's there's another thing about this hobby that it's like, you've only got so much space, you know, and when you get full, you know, uh, I send out a lot of stuff, and a lot of other guys too, but it's just like I'm always trying to make more room because I know that there's going to be more stogies coming up that I want to pick up on, and I just ain't got the fucking room. You know what I mean? Mm. Man, this thing is so rich. I mean, it is just delicious. I'm definitely 2 hours into this thing now, and it has just been incredible, you know, for sure. But best just to have a way to keep people, sure, people accountable, and then have it and not need it. Yes, sir. Well said. So Bobby's is the AJ Fernandez. Man, dude, that Bellas Artes with the brown ass fucking cellos that you got, dude. If I didn't just peel off you know, a few Benjamins this week on some Opus stuff, man, I think I would have pulled the trigger on those. But I also had to get my Leche Burros from Daily, you know. Oh, nice, Wags. Just got a new 1500 count. Well, man, you'll definitely have to post that up when you get it all set up and share your new Humi and all the goodies that you got filling it up with, you know. So Bobby's is AJ and Foundation and My Father. Right on, good ones. And I'm getting more and more into the AJ stuff. In fact, you guys have sent me some AJ stuff, and I've had a little bit here and there, but man, I'm really starting to appreciate it a lot more. Uh, just a very, very brilliant and talented blender, manufacturer that just puts out some dynamite stuff, man. You can always store them for me. Yeah, it's a usage tax. If I'm storing my shit there, then you get to use it. Is that what that is? Okay. Well, thanks for the offer, man. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna keep that in mind. Just for future reference. If I just can, I'll just box some shit up, and I'll send you down 60 cigars to store for me, and then when I want them back, I'll get like 22. Oh fuck. Let's see. Yeah, dude. In fact, I'll tell you what, if you want to send me some of those, I'll send you one of those EP Carrillo noirs that I just got, and I'll send you, dude, I'll send you one of the DTT fiddleheads. How's that sound? You know what I mean? Those will be some goodies, for sure. Top 3 so far. The Rojas overall for the value. Okay. Enjoyed the La Polina. Yeah, I like the La Polinas. In fact, Bobby just sent me one of the La Polina white labels. But I do love the Goldies, I smoked quite a few of those. Those are good. And Crown Heads. Yeah. It is. It's really hard, but you know the ones that you enjoy the most. You really do, and those are the ones that I have the most stock on. Is those three? You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you, Gunza. My usury tax. Is it's not in the form of a cost. It's a usage. But I got some more room, and like I said, I can't wait to share this humidor idea that I've had, and that I've put together and come to fruition with, because I love it. And I tell you what it's going to do is, when you see it and you see the way that it's designed and everything, and especially for the price point on what I put all this shit together for, it's going to give me the ability to build a walk-in humidor that I don't have to fucking spend $3,000 on, and I don't have to build and all that shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm really excited to share that with you, and also the stuff that I got from the new sponsor. Have a video out 2 weeks ago. What's in the box? Right on. Well, I'll have to catch up on that, Wags. I guess I don't. I guess I didn't click the bell on yours because I hadn't seen any of your new posts. But I'll definitely check that out this weekend, man. I really want to see what you got going on. Yeah. Karen Burger, is that what you're talking about, Bobby? Yes, sir. Yeah. And if you guys are going to be storing shit for me, with the usury and all, you definitely got to trust that I'm sending you some good stuff. Yeah, dude. I have not had any Karen burgers at all. None. I've not tried it. I started following her on her socials and stuff, and Marvin turned me on to them on one of his Rise and Grind videos, and then on one of his lives, he was talking about Karen burger stuff. And I have not tried that at all, for sure. And dude, I just picked up a bunch more this week. So let me go back and let me get this pulled up here real quick before I throw it on the screen. So this is on our bangers and boxes stuff. So these is what I got today. Put this up here. So these are what I picked up today. So I got 2 of the 25th Perfectos, and then I got 5 more of the 20th anniversary Father and Sons. And then let's see. Here's that Bellas Artes that Bobby was talking about that he just got a box of. And the cello on those was so brown that they've been sitting in there for a damn minute. Got some Cocodrillo Blancos. Got a freaking Golden Bullet Opus. And then these are the other ones that I picked up this week. So I got 2 more of the 26 or the 25 Figurados, and then I got 2 of the Magnum O's, and I got 2 Opus Sharks, and then I got the last Carrillo Deep Blue that they had. So it's been a really good week for me on the local pickup. But Bobby, I'll throw one of those father and son 20th anniversaries in there too, brother, for sure. That's a really good stick, really good Vitola. Like I said, my favorite is the God's Whisper, but that father and son smokes really well. It's amazing. Wag said he had the K Fire. I need to do a little bit more research on her stuff. Brian says he likes the K Fire too. one day. One day what, Mob? What are you saying one day about? You talking about Opus, or you talking about Karen Berger stuff? Will you? Okay. Well, I tell you what, because you know me, I gotta do me a giveaway. We're 2 hours and 30 minutes into the fucking show. We still got 17 people in here, so thank you all for joining. So, what do I want to do? Let's do a hashtag so that I can get everybody on the wheelie wheel and the wheel of doom, the wheel of death. And okay, the Opus, and I'll at least give you a shot at it. So I will send out I'll send out one of those 20th anniversaries, and I'll do a 20th anniversary, and I'll do perfection number 4, where you get a bigger one and a smaller one. So that'll be my giveaway tonight, and I will throw in a La Aurora of my choosing, and you'll be happy with it. So, thank you, sir. So everybody put a hashtag in. Let's just do, let's do hashtag FU Red Father. Hashtag FU Red Father, and I'll start typing in everybody on the wheel of doom. Okay, so we got Mob, we got Free. Okay, we got Mob, and we got Free, and we got, okay, we got Jimmy and Guns and Bobby. Let me close some of this shit out. We got Jimmy and Guns and Bobby. And let's see. And we got Wags and Ryan and Hotbox. Wags, Ryan, Hotbox. Let's see. Who else we got? You guys get in on this now. As I'm giving away some bangers. Oh, look at that. Gun says if he wins, he'll send it to Mob. Well, how about we do this? So Guns, if you win, yeah, I'll send it to him. You know what I mean? So Mob, you actually got 2 because of the kindness of Guns. Yeah, I am, but I started using that wheelie wheel thing when I was doing like some fucking whiskey giveaways, some bottle giveaways that I was doing on one of my Facebook groups that I was in, and I'm just accustomed to it. But I'll check that out, and because I know there's like polls in it. It's in one of the widgets, right? It's like part of the widget thing. So I don't know. I'm surprised we don't have more. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to hashtag FU Red Father, and we all know who I'm talking about with Red Father. We got, and I know I know Ron is working, so I gotta put Mr. Cash in there, especially since I'm gonna go see him this week. So if he wins something, I can just take it down to him. And my other guys, and let's go ahead and put the Death Star guys in there too. Let me put Young in there. Put Young in, since he's fucking passed out from fucking paint fumes. Put Young one in there. Who else? Oh, it's a separate website that's linked to it. Okay. Right on. Well, we got, how many we got? We got 10 out of 18. So anyway, let me go ahead and spin this thing, because we got I think we pretty much got everybody in there. Let me see if make sure I got Ryan in there. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, Ryan's in there. Boxwags. Free. Oh, Patio. I got to put Patio in there too. That makes 11. Okay. Well, yeah, I got you in there, Ron, for sure. Okay, gang, here we go. Good luck, everybody. The old Wheel of Doom. All right, Jimmy. Congratulations, Jimmy. Way to go, brother. That is really awesome.
Yeah! Give that man a cigar!
Congrats, buddy. And Jimmy, I've already got your address, I think. So I'll get that packaged up and get that sent out to you as well. And so you get 2 opuses and a La Aurora coming. So that'll be a good, and I'll make sure it's a good one too. Oh, show. You're welcome, brother. You're so welcome. Yeah, I just, I love giving away cigars, man. I really do. It does my old heart good, and it's exciting. It's something to look forward to on every show. And, I really, I can't tell you how much I really fucking appreciate you guys, man. You know what I mean? Just a fucking old Missouri boy that all of a sudden decided he wanted to start a fucking, stogie channel on ScrewTube and fucking, I've just progressed beyond my expectations. You know what I mean? For sure. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. And it's just been really great, meeting everybody and hanging out like we do. And, we always have a lot of fun, and learn some things from each other. And, it's a great outlet for people who enjoy similar stocks. And yeah, 100%, man. Sticks. Gotcha. Thought you meant like stocks, like, my stockpile that will, soon reside at Hot Box's humidor. Oh, really? Okay. Well, so smoke the perfection first. Smoke the smaller one first, because that's more, they're like, that's kind of like the core line opus, you know what I mean? And see what you think of that. And then, you know, having a good day, or you got something special or whatever, smoke that 20th, because dude, that's my favorite fucking opus blend, is that 20th, man. Oh man. Well, we may have to remedy that, man. Yep, excited for you, Jimmy. You know, I remember when I had my first beer. You know what I mean? I remember when I had my first opus. You know, it was just mind blowing. You know, just something about it, something about that. You know, Dominican Puro, and just how well it smoked, and how good everything was. You know what I'm saying? Just freaking loved it. You know. And don't burn it up. You know, don't get the 4 fucking torch out and do it. You know, in fact, Bobby can probably, concur this, but this is the way that a cigar of that caliber should be lit.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. You never light a cigar that way. You use a wooden match. Preserves the flavor, you see? Thank you. Thank you.
Had intention of picking up an Opus X, but got overwhelmed by the selection. Well, I mean, it's a good thing to, it's a good thing to have a local that actually carries them. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing like walking in to a B&M, and there'll be boxes of opuses. In fact, I've showed you some of the stuff I've got this week. And it's the summer of love right now too. So a lot of shops are putting out like raffles and stuff like that. You buy so much cigars, and you get you get your choice of like a summer of love box set, or the Opus Crystal ashtray, or something like that. And where I picked these up, there's been a couple of those my father and son sets laying around. In fact, I know where 4 of them are right now, and they're just sitting there. And Cigar Room today had Template of Oros. They had the Forbidden Passion de Amores. They had the 20th. They had the 25th Churchills, the El Tributos, and I mean, it was just like, oh my god, you know what I mean? And with all the stuff I picked up, I got 7 entries into her drawing for. She's got the ashtray and the Summer of Love and all that shit. So if I get that, I want that Summer of Love, because that fucker's got 2 Dubais in it, man. You know what I mean? So that would be an amazing fucking win to pick one of those up. Plus, it's got that cool ass box and shit, and it's pretty freaking sweet, I dig it quite a bit. And the more I enjoy them, the more I smoke them. In fact, Patio, how's that opus you're smoking on right now, bro? What stick is that? Why don't you share that with everybody? Note to self, this big fat old 120th needs a dry box. For sure. What's everybody's favorite opus? You know, mine's the 20th. And I will say that that Forbidden X Magistral 13 that just came out last year, that's a good one. I really like it. I like the Vitola. I like the rich flavors of it. You know, I was able to get a box of those, and yeah, that's that big ass red box. It looks like a book. That is growing on me big time. I really dig it. Keeper of the Flame, right on. Right on. I have not tried that one. I tell you what, I'm really wanting to try. So Ryan's with me, likes the 20th. It's just all around, hands down, just the smoothest opus, and man. And the 25th number 2. Now I haven't been able to get my hands on one of those at all. Have not. I don't know. Did that come in a box set or something like that? You know what I mean? Hey, Mark. What's up, man? How you been, brother? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a minute. And you know, old Marvin hasn't had a live stream on in a minute, but he's you know, reflecting and you know, coming you know, coming into some enjoyment and spending some time with family and all that kind of stuff, you know. But good to see you. And Mark, I don't know. I've got a Death Star Cigar Bar Discord server up that's really great, and we all hang out in there and smoke stogies together and share stuff and everything. If you want to come in and join that, man, just fucking hit me up on my Instagram, which you can get through on my channel, and or you can send me an email to oldfogiestogies@gmail.com and give me your Discord handle, and I'll send you a friend request, and then we can invite you into the server, and you can join in on some of the fun. Box. Okay, the Toy Maker 5-count box set. Right on. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a minute, Mark. You know, everything going good with you, bro? What you smoking on tonight? What sticks have you been enjoying lately that you know, you've been excited about and want to share with us? I gotta pop this in here before I forget. I gotta put Jimmy's win down, so I'll remember to mail that out tomorrow. Let's see, you got the father and son, and the perfection number 4, and the La Aurora. Okay. Oh man. Hopefully we get a break in the weather. It's been heat index here again in KC all week. So freaking hot, you know. Like sometimes I really want to go outside and smoke and just sit on my deck and hang out, you know. Pull a patio. Patio's got an amazing setup at his house, man. He's got this covered patio that just looks shit. It looks like it should be attached on the back of a cigar lounge, you know. It's fucking amazing. Well, I think that I'm definitely got to slow down on picking up the opuses. I'm starting to fill that fucker up again, and Jesus, you know, and hell, those perfectos, they be taking up a lot of room with them little boxes. You know what I mean? For sure. Got the Johnny Tobacco Maduro. Yeah, I mean it is, you know, and especially for the, you know, for the economy of it. You know what I mean? It's you know, very you know, very worth, you know, the coin for sure. Hell yeah. But I'm really excited to watch me some Chiefs tomorrow. Of course, you know, preseason don't mean shit, but you know, it's that good time to, you know, check out the new talent, you know, and watch the youngsters battle for, you know, spots on the team and shit, you know, and kind of give you a little prelim on, you know, how the season's going to go and what it's going to be all about, you know. And everybody's just pumped here in Kansas City. I mean, just 100%. Everybody's freaking out, hyped up, talking about it. Because probably this year is going to be Travis Kelce's last year. I bet you money he's going to retire at the end of the year, come what may. You know, of course, you know, him and his freaking brother and, you know, all the do-re-mi that they fucking put together, you know, with the New Heights podcast and the sale of that and, you know, garage beer and, you know, plus it doesn't help, you know, the old pocketbook too badly, you know, putting a ring on a billionaire chick, you know. You know, of course, I'm sure that Tay has some kind of a freaking prenup on that, and it's just one of them deals, you know. I don't know. I couldn't imagine, you know. Plus, she's just smoking, dude. Smoking, and they make such a good couple, you know. They're if they ever do shout out some kids, they're going to be beautiful. You know what I mean? 100% for sure. But well, I'm done with that one, and we're 3 hours into the show, and I think I'm gonna probably cut it a little short tonight. Of course, a little short. You know, it's about my norm, about 3 hours, 4 hours, but I'm really looking forward to hanging out with the guys in the Death Star and lighting up another one. So any of you guys that want to come on in, you're welcome. Like I said, Mark, and if you want to send me your Discord handle and stuff, you're welcome to join us. Anybody else, let's take this thing to the Death Star and hang out and just bullshit and rock the night out, because I feel like I got definitely one and maybe even two more stogies tonight, to enjoy. Yeah, definitely good genes, just freaking thoroughbreds, two freaking thoroughbreds. We'll have some amazing looking children. But anyway, Ron, if you're listening, brother, I'll be down on Monday, and we'll get together and do our thing. And everybody else, just thanks for coming. I appreciate you. And hope you guys had fun tonight. I know I did, as usual. We got such a great group of guys in here, and it's always a blast. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you in the Death Star, or we'll catch you next week. So until next time.
Thanks for watching the old Fogey Stogies.